Hi guys, this is Nick Riccio, reporting from my mountain retreat in the Himalayas. By now, most of you know I post a post-apocalyptic film recommendation once a week. Normally, I just write a short article and include a trailer. This time around, we decided to use a different format. We're going to try video and see how that works out. The film I've chosen is an oldie and a goodie, and it kind of takes us back to our post-apocalyptic roots. Pretty far back, in fact. The title of the film is, and this is a translated title, The End of the World. It's a Danish silent film that was released in 1916. The film is available on YouTube, or was at least not that long ago. It's only about an hour and 15 minutes, so if you have a chance, check it out. Now, the film has a very simple plot. Basically, the Earth is on a collision course with a comet. When you drill a little deeper, this film's got a little something for everybody. You have a love triangle, you have a class uprising, you have stock market manipulation, and you, of course, have the end of the world. The film starts out simple enough with two young gals, Dina and Edith, getting ready for a local dance. Edith, in quotes, is the good girl who goes to the dance with her sailor friend, a boyfriend, and ultimately she marries him. Dina, on the other hand, decides to dump a boyfriend and move in with a rich guy by the name of Frank Stoll. Now, Frank is a mine owner and a very rich guy. When Frank finds out that a rogue comet is about to destroy the world, he knows that that's not going to do well for the stock market, so after the market tanks, he invests a lot of money in it. And then, with a little manipulation from some of his scientific friends, puts out a fake news story that, hey guys, the comet's really not going to kill us, so everything's going to be fine. The comet's going to miss. Well, what does that do? Market goes up, Frank makes a ton of money. Now, from my perspective, I'm not sure trying to be rich during the end of the world is a great business strategy or personal strategy, but far be it for me to be critical of that. In the end, the comet does trash the Earth, and we have earthquakes and flooding and poison gas release. Frank manages to hide out in a mine, and it seems to be saved. Dina is lost, but while all this other stuff is going on, there is a class struggle which ends up in a gunfight. Nevertheless, our gal Edith manages to survive, and to make it even more interesting, her husband, the sailor guy, finds her, and the two face an uncertain future. Now, if you see this with the black and white imagery of this film, it's kind of cool. Some may argue that it's a pretty biblical ending. If you're a movie buff, especially if you're a post-apocalyptic movie buff, this is one you should see, just to get a sense for where these films started. It's only about an hour and 15 minutes long, like I said, and it's on YouTube, so it's not going to cost you any money, and it's worth a look. Now, it's not going to be on your top 10 list, but still, go back to your roots and check it out. The comet angle is interesting because Halley's Comet showed up in 1910, and seemed to scare the hell out of people. And it's very interesting that the next two films, this one, which was released in 2016, and a French film released in the early 30s, were about the same thing, a comet hitting the Earth. We'd have to wait to the 1950s to see a resurface of this type of film when you have When Worlds Collide, and then in the 90s, we have another two films that kind of focus on the same kind of angle, and that would be Armageddon and Deep Impact. As I said, this is not a top 10 film, but it's one worth watching. Now, if you want to find out a little bit more detail about it and 120 other films, why not refer to my book, which is entitled Seeking the End, Post-Apocalyptic Films, 1916 to 2016. Now, why don't we take a look at the trailer? Now, this trailer is a little unusual because when you go back that far, it's hard to find something. But just look at the imagery of this thing, and maybe it'll give you at least some sense of what it's all about.